It's time for the secret sauce, and that is a very specific virtual bass that I like to use to back up the bass guitar. So personally, within synthesizer bass, there is a bass by, I want to say, Sculpture, that does Dirty Planet. Yeah, Sculpture. This is my favorite Logic synth by a mile. It simulates a string being hit or plucked, and you can change right in the middle here. You've got the material of that string, you've got a number of objects that can be hit at once. You've got your classic dynamic envelope here, you've got delays. It's a really nice little thing, and the presets in it are neat. So this is on its own not my favorite sound. When mixed with a bass guitar, just a beauty, because it has that pluck. Sometimes I'll move it up, so we've got steel and nylon on this axis, and I like to sometimes just bring it a little bit more towards nylon, because it'll just tone it down the tiniest bit, and steel kind of, if we move it right towards steel, you can hear there's a lot of that kind of high end and a little bit more abrasive sounds. So first thing I've got to do is figure out my bass line on keys. Okay, cool. That wasn't painful. So I figure it out, play it in. That's the first thing. Cool. The first thing I'll do once I've recorded it in, Control A, quantize. So if we just hear it just played in like this. Cool. So job number one is to match it really nicely to the bass that we've played in, because we want this to really sound like one united sound, rather than two things playing. So I will make sure to just get everything as lined up as possible. So I'll move my marker around to get all the note. It's mostly about note endings, just keeping them all kind of consistently in the same place. Again here, we just want to bring that forward a bit. That's going to sit nicely. Cool. There we go. And there we go. So cool. And then it's kind of playing with velocities. This one isn't really hitting as much. This one's hitting too much, so I'm going to turn it down. Again, these ones are quite harsh. Bring these ones down as well. Yeah. I might turn this up even more, turn these down a touch, and then there you go, you've kind of got a little bit more consistent. Cool. And then the last thing is we're going to bring this down. So that's, as a sound, it's not the Dirty Planet's kind of dominating, so I'll just turn it down. I'll start at 0 and then show you guys kind of where I turn it down. Yeah, so it's not dominating the bass guitar sound, but it's just bringing out this kind of the harsher sounds of hitting that string. It has a bit more of an impact, because I don't play with a pick as well, so there's some of that that impact loss. So that's what this brings to the table. I'm just gonna solo them together. It's just this third note here is sounding a bit funky. I'm wondering whether this needs to be brought up a little bit. If you have an audio track and you go to this region section here, you can control the gain of that particular piece, which is probably one of the most useful things I ever found. I think that is sounding pretty nice. The other thing that the Dirty Planet brings is width. It's quite a wide sounding synth, so it kind of brings some of the bass information out here. So yeah, that's kind of the bass line done now. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go back into the drums. We're going to finesse the sounds and really make that pop and sit as best it can with the bass line.